Hello, 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 everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome to a safe space to heal. I'm
Yes,
author Lawana
hello.
Kelly, and this
And I'm
is
Barbara Moss.
and this is author Barbara Moss. Today's discussion is the grooming stages. Some of us know about the grooming stages, and some of us don't. So we're gonna kick it, and talk about the grooming stage. And this month is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and this will be our discussion for today. Would you like to say something, Miss Moss?
Yes, we are not licensed or clinicians. We are actual people that have gone through life, who have experiences. And what we've done by the grace of God, because He allowed us to work through those storms in our life, we are here to talk to you, to help you, to encourage you to get through because God got us through and we wrote about it.
Yes.
We wrote about it in our books. My book is called From Pillar to Post, Now I'm Standing. It is currently available on Amazon.com. And it's my life's testimony, and it tells of the struggles, the storms that I've been through in my life. And my baby Luana, she's also an author. Tell them about your book, dear.
My books are Damaged Crown Still Shine. This talk about my life testimony, how I persevered and survived at the trauma. This is the second book, which is a workbook called Fix Your Crown. These books are sold on my website, www.lawanakelly.com, the way you spell my name.com, or it's on Amazon. Preferably, I prefer you to order them from me, but I can send you a signed copy and send you a nice special gift in the package.
Yes.
Yep. So, you want to start off about the grooming, or do you want me to go forth?
Sure. The grooming stages. A lot of us don't realize, but sometimes we are groomed, conditioned to, and whether we know it or not, groomed and conditioned to be put in a certain position where unfortunately people take advantage of us in our vulnerable state, in our innocent states. It's a hard thing uh, to go through. It's a hard process to swallow. So, Luana, I'll let you carry it out and let you talk about what the whole meaning of the grooming is, because the way that you put it is so eloquent and so helpful for those people that are coming in to acknowledge and think about what that actually means.
Okay. Well, first, the grooming stages, like for children, myself, when I was groomed, I was like a teenager. My uncle took a liking to me. He treated me as though if I was his favorite niece. It was the gifts, it was the hugs. It started with the kisses and then the unwanted touches. So men or women will groom a person by isolation, by gifts, by telling you you're the most beautifulest person in the world. See, I had low self-esteem because wanted my mom and I wanted to be around my mom, and I didn't like my environment, and he seen that I was very vulnerable and unhappy and always crying and things like that. So he actually, try to making me feel like he was trying to make me feel okay and feel, good about what's going on, and let me know I was going to be okay and things like that. And, the adults around weren't paying attention to that because he was the coolest guy in the family. Everybody took a liking to him, was attached to him. And it was just one time, it was just an inappropriate kiss. then the unwanted touches, and it went, things just went on and went, and everything's went elevated. See, when you don't teach your children that if someone's touching you, or you watching your child and the behavior of people around your children, you got to really be careful in that area, because men and women could be grooming your child, grooming you, telling you the most beautifulest person. I mean, it's kids. I'm talking to you all from a kid's point of view, because when I speak about it from this book, I'm speaking from a child's point of view of what happened to me. I'm not speaking from an adult. Later on in the chapters, I'm speaking as an adult, but as a child, I'm telling what happened. I'm talking about, how I just felt like I was failed on so many levels by the adults in the family, because I didn't understand. But if people was paying attention and kept an eye on me, things like this wouldn't happen. And this is how I feel. It's not like a person being fast. It's not like a person, just doing what they want to do and say what they want to. It's not that. It's not a person being fast to be sexual assaulted. It just be things that's happened. This guy manipulated my mind. He was controlling me. He was. I'm a kid. I don't understand what's going on. I just thought certain things was okay until the other stuff started happening. But you better not tell nobody. This between me and you. If you do this or you do that, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. So we have to be careful, because if a kid gotta have a person that they can trust to go to and tell what's going on and what's happening, go back to that. What goes on in this house stays in this house.
Right.
If I wasn't told that, I would have been able to tell what my uncle was doing to me.
Right.
But I
Right.
didn't know any better. I didn't know to tell. I didn't know. And then it's sad when a mother don't believe their child. It's sad when a father don't believe their child. It's sad when you being pushed, things being swept under the rug and act like that never happened. It's not fair, because it played with a person's psyche. It played with a person's mind. And then you want to know why they acting out in school. Why they always crying, why they depressed. You gotta really hear the heart of your children. What I did is gave my children a voice. I
Right.
gave my children a voice. They was able to tell me things that was going on around them. And if somebody did something to me, that mind me on it. Mind me on it.
Hmm.
But me, I didn't have nobody to protect me as a child. So this is why we bringing this conversation up, because it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we want to make mothers and help people be aware of this stuff, because this stuff is real and it happened. And then it'd be the first thing they say is, what could I have done to protect my child? What
Right.
could I have done for this not to happen to me? So you want to share
Right.
you want to share a situation with you?
I will. So there's a couple situations, but the one with me personally, I grew up uh, not feeling beautiful. I grew up feeling like the redheaded stepchild. And in that, because I had the green eyes, I was light skinned, I didn't look like my sisters. They were beautiful with long, beautiful hair. My baby brother had the most beautiful curly, wavy hair. All I had was boobs and green eyes and, a body that didn't fit a person of my age. But from a young age, not having that self esteem, not loving me the way that I should have been loved, seeking attention
Mm-hmm.
from different places, I'd make myself up. So I grew up with two different cultures. I grew up with, I was I grew up with the Mexican culture. And in the Mexican culture, it's okay for young women to put on the makeup, dress up, look beautiful, do whatever, because at the age of 15, when they have their quinceañeras, so it's like our sweet 16 parties. Um, but when they have those, what's happening is we're telling the world that our children, our daughters, are ready to be that woman, that wife, that everything that, because we're groomed to be wives.
Mhm.
And that's what we know. Well, that's what I knew from that culture. So I saw the makeup being put on, and it was encouraged, especially because I'd see my sisters and how beautiful they looked, and I wanted to be as beautiful as they were. And then on the black side,
Mhm.
I grew up with my bonus mom telling me, "You too young to be wearing that stuff." I was 13 years old. So what I had gotten from my Mexican bonus mother was taken away from me, because when my black bonus mother came into the picture,
Mhm.
I was 5'4". I was well endowed. I was in a D cup. And because the world didn't tell me, my family didn't tell me that I look cute, I
Mhm.
made myself look cute. I wanted that attention the wrong way.
Okay.
And I remember Mama Lavanya telling me, "You just fast. That's all." I didn't know what that was. You just fast.
That's I think that's what they
So
was saying us all back in the day. You just
yeah,
fast.
yeah, you just fast. I'm like, what's that? But I didn't care. I still did what I wanted to do outside of her presence.
Okay.
So one day I left school in jeans and a t-shirt, but in my backpack, I had my mini skirt, I had my makeup pack, and what I do is I get to school early, put on my mini skirt, so nobody knew the difference of what I had come to school in.
Mhm.
Somebody saw, and somebody called Mama Lavanya. And I tell you what, she tore me up from one side down to the other, because here I was, like she said, being fast. You
Mhm.
don't know what's going to happen to you. You dressing like this, you dressing like that. I didn't pay it any attention.
Mhm.
So I kept being fast,
Mhm.
cute with my little red lips, um, cute with my mini skirts and my little tight tops, and talking junk to the boys, and seeking attention from the boys. I
Mhm.
wanted to be loved. I wanted to feel loved. So when they make advances, I brush them off. But on this one particular day, I had a friend. I had actually walked to school that day, and he asked if he could walk me home.
Mhm.
I was like, "Yeah, sure, not a biggie." I had on my little mini skirt and thought I looked cute. And we're walking, and on our way outside of the high school, our high school, our junior high school was brand new, so there was like a big old mountain of dirt, and we used to run up that hill and down the hill for PE. But there were places that were wooded, um, and somehow we ended up there. And I liked this boy,
Mhm.
um, and we started necking. But that's it, At least I thought that was it. And then uh, he got a little more aggressive, and I'm like, "Stop." And he was like, "No, this is what you wanted, right?
Mhm.
No, stop." And what he ended up doing was taking me
Mhm.
and taking what belonged to me, regardless of whether I said no or not. He finished doing what he was doing. He went his way, and I walked the rest of the way home by myself. And I brushed it off. I went in my room, took my shower like I was supposed to, got ready for dinner, got ready for bed, never said nothing to nobody else. And I blamed myself.
Yeah.
For all these years, I blamed myself because I was what Mama said. I was fast.
Mhm.
I was wearing these short clothes. I was trying to be cute. I was trying to be grown before my time. And something happened to me that she tried to
Protect you.
prevent, yeah, protect me from. But, I was young and dumb and thought I knew everything, thought I knew how to protect myself, thought I knew how Uh, I didn't think any of this was going to happen, but when it happened, I was in shock and awe. And I didn't speak of this situation to anybody until my baby sister turned 13. And she came and she was getting in so much trouble at home that the judge from juvenile court said, you either get out of the state of Arizona or we're going to put you in juvie. So because I was so far away, I tried to understand what was going on with her. Here I am, a brand new mother, and my baby sister's acting up, and I'm getting ready to take custody of her, and temporary custody. It was just so that she would get out of trouble. And I had to tell her, I said, this road that you're going on, it's dangerous,
Mhm.
because what's going to end up happening is what happened to me. Somebody's going to take you and rape you,
Mhm.
and then what?
Right, right.
You know? And that's a hard pill to swallow. But she came and she lived with us, and knowing the trauma that she had gone through previously as a child because of a predator,
Mhm.
I didn't want her going down the wrong road. I didn't want what happened to me to happen to her. But again, I blamed myself, because if I hadn't been hot in the tail or fast or whatever mama called it, I wouldn't put myself in that position.
But I don't think that because a person wears short skirts and dancing and having fun or doing some things that people feel like we shouldn't do, that somebody should take something from us.
You're
And what
right.
we do is blame ourselves. And there's a lot of women that's walking around today um,
Blaming themselves.
blaming themselves, but nobody have the rights to take anything from you.
No,
A baby, a little kid that go through that, they didn't do anything. They weren't being
no.
fast. They wasn't me. I wasn't even fast. I was a mommy's and daddy's girl, and all I wanted was my mommy, and I wanted my daddy. That's it.
Hmm.
That's all. And so happened that I was in a situation where we had to live with my grandmother and my aunt. So, um, this person, and then I had very low self esteem. I felt ugly. I felt unwanted, unloved, pushed away. Um, and for him, he made a happy place. He made
Hmm.
a happy place for me, and I felt comfortable, but he betrayed my trust.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
trusted him. I went places with him. And he used, like when you read the book, he used to say little things and made it act like it was okay, but I didn't know any better. But how many
right.
children that doesn't know any better, and the first thing they want to do is say is that kid was being fast. I wasn't the type that's grandma didn't play me sitting on no man's laps.
Hmm.
I wasn't running up to a man and trying to hug every man I see. I wasn't like that. Now some kids are like that.
Right, right.
Don't give a right for nobody to groom you and take
Yeah,
something from you.
you're right.
He groomed you to act like he wanted to walk you home and
Yeah,
keep you protected and safe. Then he betrayed your trust.
he
Then,
did.
but do you know how many women that's walking around like that today?
Yeah,
Daddy
and
betrayed
that's sad.
trust, the pastor betrayed their trust, the kids, I mean, people just betraying your trust, and you
Yeah,
keep trusting on these people, and you get treated the way you get treated.
yeah. And it's a hurtful thing. I saw him years later, um, over 20 years later, and I found out he was here in the state where I was in, and uh, I was. We got to talking on the phone. He was like, "Would you like to go out to dinner sometime?" So he, myself, and both our boys got together for dinner,
Mm,
and we're just talking about life. And he made the comment about, "Oh, I'll get that." I was like, "No, what you won't do
just do
is
what you.
take anything,
That's it.
not from me. You did it once, and it won't happen again."
Mm, mm,
And he was like, "But that's what you wanted." No, it wasn't what I wanted. I told you to stop. I
What
was young and dumb.
what did no, you weren't young and dumb, you were just young. And my thing is that what makes a person, a man, think that this is what a woman wants when you're dancing, you're drinking, you have we don't deserve that. No mean no, stop means stop. We don't deserve
Mm,
that.
yeah.
And people, men get themselves in so many situations, and women too, and get themselves in so taking something from a child, a
Mm,
kid, an underage, a baby, anybody. Even like here, we had some older women that got sexually assaulted by some young men. What do they be thinking? Like, what's going on in their mind to think it's okay thinking somebody want you to take something from them? I went to a party, I talk about it in a book. I went and stayed at this young lady house, and they had a party. I didn't want none to drink. Somebody put something in the drink and told me to taste it. Like a young lady, I'm okay because we say ourselves fools, we're dumb, we're stupid. No, we're not none of that stuff. We're not none of that. We trusted these people, so I'm drinking it, and then what happened? I'm getting up in the life of the party, I'm dancing, and then I get date raped. It doesn't
mm,
mean, and I went on a date on with this guy, but I guess that's what they called it then. And
mhm.
you know, I don't take the blame if I didn't think I was grown to go spend a night at a friend's house. This is supposed to happen to me. It's like that's why they say you can't call everybody your friend
That's
because
right.
you can't trust people out there hurt you. You can't trust everybody. But
You're
in so
right.
many situations, you go to the club with your friends and they ain't watching out for you. You know what I'm saying? You get tipsy and drunk. And I understand some of us be like, oh, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. But then when it happened to me, it happened to you, then you want to be upset with your friend, but your friend tried to stop you. But it's just so many situations that you could be groomed. You can go out. It was a situation where a friend of mine, some guys brung us something to eat, and they got mad because they thought because they fed us that they supposed to get, and
Some.
it's like no, and luckily my son's father was in an apartment building, and he heard all the commotion. He came and kicked the door open and was fussing at me, but he had to get me out of danger. So the guys left. He knew we was in danger because he's eavesdropping, and then he was like, oh, hold on, somebody left put a message up. Let's put this message up. Chosen one, chosen say, yes, you got to be very careful. Let me
Mhm.
see. Never go back to an open drink. Now, that's one thing my mom,
Definitely.
never go back to an open drink. That's something I never did, is went back to an open drink. And so many women would do it because they be trusted people. It take a second for somebody to slip something. It
Yes,
can make you
definitely.
lose your mind. It can make you hospitalized. It can get you seriously hurt. So do
Or
not go.
killed. Yeah.
Don't trust people and walk away from them drinks and things like that. It's so dangerous out here, and we really women we're so vulnerable. And no, we cannot. What do I want to say? Be Captain Save a woman in every situation. We got to be careful when we go in places, be vigilant, watch our surroundings. Well, you just
Right.
know if you with that one friend that's trying to set you up.
Hmm.
I've been in situations, friends try to set me up. And my mother always told me, stop calling these girls your friends. You ain't got no friends.
Right.
And I tell my daughter that in a minute. Ma, can I go with my friend? Girl, you ain't got no friends.
Hmm. I'm your friend. Right.
But it's flat out. And then,
Yeah.
you letting your kids go spend the night at everybody's houses. My children didn't go. I feel like this is what I did when my children were younger. I made a safe haven where
Hmm.
they friends came to my house. And because I
Hmm.
know I'm a protector. I feel like I
Right.
can protect everybody. I'm not gonna put nobody kid in danger because I knew what happened to me. And people say, "Well, you mother hen, you were killed to protect." For mine,
You
yes,
right.
yes, for mine, yes.
You right.
But it's so much of the stuff going on with the grooming. But I want to be the voice today for children,
Exactly.
babies that don't have a voice. I was one of them,
Yeah.
young, young.
Yeah.
I was young, even though 13 or 14, but some other situations happened to me when I was younger that I didn't even put in a book. But
Right.
because this book here is 276 pages. If I would have kept going, I'd probably be at 1,000 pages by now. If I tell what everything that I've been through,
Right.
but I'm gonna just say,
Right.
but God. But I
But
want
God.
us to be the voice for the voiceless.
Yes.
I want
Exactly.
to be the voice. Uh, it just I want to enlighten women, mothers, fathers to keep your eye out for men that's grooming your babies. Oh, honey,
Right.
you want an ice cream? You want uncle? Come sit on uncle's lap. You want uncle to
Mm-mm.
take you to the movies? You want some money from uncle? You want the?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I ain't saying all uncles are bad. I ain't saying all daddies are bad. All pastors are bad. I'm not saying all everybody is bad, but you got to watch your children,
Exactly.
watch your
Exactly.
babies. It's so much this stuff going on out here that's terrible.
Listen, and we've got one of the things that we've got to remember, and I'm glad we're on this side of um, the 80s, because back in the 80s, it was okay for a child to go back with a doctor or a dentist or whoever to get examined by themselves.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, when that happens, children get traumatized. It's not my story to tell, but I know of someone who was allowed to go back with the doctor, and what he ended up doing was molesting this child. Not only did he molest this child, but he molested several other children. You
Mm.
know, he was put in jail, put in prison, let go, came out, started his practice again, moved out of the state, started another practice, and things went good for years. And then he started back up with his nonsense.
The sad part
And
about it is that they are so protected by the law. It's almost like they can do
yes,
what they want to do. These
yeah,
doctors, these doctors, police officers. There's a lot of people feel like they could do what they want to do and get away with it, and we're
yes,
so scared to speak up. Just the reason why we don't speak up, because if you tell anybody, I'm going to harm you. If you tell anybody,
right,
I'm going to hurt this person or hurt that person,
right,
and we get scared by that. And I just
yeah,
thank God that my situation where the person got caught, when he got caught, I was able to tell everything. But just imagine what happened to me, and I would have had to live with that, and I did not have no way out of the situation. Where would I be today? What would
right,
mentally, what it's so many people out here so lost,
yeah,
unforgiving, and just don't know what to do and how to get out the situation. Hold on, let me read this message here. Never let anyone bring you a drink to the table. Yes, sir. Never let. Yeah, you got to be so trustworthy. Just in all situations, from newborn babies on down. I see it
exactly,
on the news. These sick people, babies, kids, uh, older women, grandmothers and
right.
great grandmothers. What
You
I mean,
know,
I know they're not raised this way.
no,
This would
no,
I would love to ask the sick-minded men, what were you thinking? What are
and
you
they weren't.
look right now? The people that haven't done it yet, what are you thinking? Why would
Right,
you want to mess up a child's life, a woman's life, an older person's life? Why do you want to? destroy a person. Why are you doing this? You're sick.
Sometimes it's, listen, no excuses for them, but it's because it was done to them. So that's what they know. I know for a personal family member, and I lost family because of it. Because I was like, tell it. Well, no, what happens in the family stays in the family. No,
Mm-mm, not
no,
that
it
type.
doesn't.
No, 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 no.
No. Well,
Not
he'll go to jail, and that's exactly where he needs to be. But he's just a child. I don't care.
But you know, some families are protecting the predator, though.
Yeah, and that's what they were doing. They were protecting the predator, and then they,
They sweep that stuff under the rug, and the rug sitting this high with
yeah,
all the secrets and a mess. And
yes,
it just doesn't make sense to me. And it is some people is okay with it. Some people
mm-mm,
did push their kid away and stay with the man. I don't get it. Ain't no
mm-mm.
way I can't even fathom. I can't even
No,
that can't even be a thought process.
no,
I can't even actually tell you what if because
yeah, there
I've
is no what if.
I've been there. I know what is I it is sad. It's just so sad, and it breaks my heart. And it's like people are so protected in the prison system, getting 3 meals a day, get internet, email. They get emails, internet, phones, and things like that. If they hurt somebody, I was telling my husband this. They get more education in prison system than they get in the school system.
Right?
Something is wrong with that picture to me.
Yeah. There's something wrong with the whole gamut. But you know what? All we can do is pray. All we can do is teach our children. Secrets are dangerous. I've
Secret.
taught my son that from the time that he was born, all the way through now, and he's got a 4-year-old daughter. Secrets are dangerous. We don't keep secrets. We don't play secrets.
Them secrets
You don't
will.
let nobody touch you. If you feel uncomfortable, let somebody know.
Yeah, yeah.
When a child tells you, I don't like so and so,
You better listen.
listen,
Listen.
listen.
Sometimes you got to listen. And some parents be like, "Well, I ain't gonna let my kid choose my man."
You
And then
better.
about your in some situations now, some situations, because sometimes kids just don't want their mama to be happy. But in some situations, there's a reason behind that. You know, that watching that mommy's man, it just to me, it's just really sad and just hurtful. And I just
Mhm.
wish that I could really just give women and children be the voice for them. Be the
And
voice,
that's all we can do.
be the
Yeah,
voice for
that's
the voiceless. It's Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and it's just once a month, but it need to be raised every month to me, just like domestic violence.
exactly.
It's so every time I wake up in the morning, I'm looking. Did something happen to a baby? Did something happen to a
Mhm.
child? Something happened to a kid? Did something happen to somebody's loved one that didn't have nothing to do with nothing?
Right,
And
right.
these men go somewhere. These people that commit these crimes go get 3 meals a day and live their best life in prison.
Yeah, yeah. But we've got to remember that God is the last judge.
Yeah, yeah,
And they'll get theirs, whether we see it here on earth or not. They'll get theirs.
but yeah, that's true.
But we've got to keep our children prayed up. We've got to keep our teachers and adults that do want to protect our children prayed up. Because the devil's out there, and he will use um, a child, a teenager, or whatever to put bad mouth on an innocent person, and that person end up under the prison for the rest of their lives.
And they did
You
nothing.
know,
Not
and
just
they did nothing.
the women.
So we've got to be careful with that, and then, but especially protecting our babies.
That's it.
Secrets are dangerous. We don't keep secrets.
And it's parents that put that in their kids' heads. Say this person did this to you. Say this person did that to you.
Right.
I seen that just because you want that man and that man don't want you. We're gonna do that on another show. But you want to lie on the man or lie on the person to get the person through up under prison. I done seen it. I done witnessed it.
Yeah. 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 I have too.
just because, and then in some situations that it happened. It was a young lady. I remember looking at the Ricky Lake show back in the day, and a young lady mother allowed her boyfriend to do certain things to her, even impregnated her, and she chose the man over the mama, the child, and made the child had a baby, her man's baby. And it's like,
Yeah, it's enough to blow your mind. But we keep them prayed up. We forgive as quickly as we can for those who violated us.
that's it. That's it.
Because that's one of God's requirements is that we forgive. We might not understand, Lord, I really don't get it. I don't know why you want me to forgive this person because I didn't do anything, yet they violated me, they hurt me, they traumatized me, but we forgive them.
Well, see,
And
the forgiveness is for our peace, not those people.
right,
And
right,
that's what they, yeah, because we do want to know why do we gotta forgive and forgive daily, and that's what
right,
it is. Yeah,
yeah.
and
But
it,
you know, note to parents, teach your kids. You know, and I have a pet peeve with parents teaching their children the cute words for their body parts. These are breasts. This is a vagina.
that's
This
it.
is a penis. They're words. They're proper words. When we start using lulies and flowers and tatas and wee wees,
Cookies and
cookies, yeah, pocketbooks.
I,
No, no,
I
ma'am.
I remember when I went to court for my situation, and the lawyer at the time had to say, "Judge, may I speak with the witness or whatever she called me?" She said, "Honey, you cannot use wee wee and poo poo on there. You got to say vagina and you got to say penis." But see, it's learned behavior.
Yes,
It's like
yes,
you said, those nicknames are learned behavior,
yes, yeah.
and
So we teach our kids.
people can start teaching their kids at 2 years old. Nobody touch. Well, I said cookie
Hmm.
early on in her, but she knew what a vagina was. But her safe word was cookie. Mommy,
Hmm. Hmm.
somebody touched my cookie. You say that, and then I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Right,
for kids won't be like vagina. Some babies probably the word might be too big, vagina, but it's
right,
somebody let them know what it is.
right. The proper term.
Yeah, but if anybody touch that go in your cookie jar, you let mommy know.
Yes,
And some
yes,
people don't tell their children that. Some kids don't even have voices. They don't even have to voice their opinion in their families to be able to speak up and talk about things. It's just like, you know, it's like whatever mommy and daddy say goes. What I did with my
hmm,
children is I gave them a voice. We sit up there, had family
hmm,
meetings every month, and we could tell each other what we don't like and what we
right,
do like, and ain't nothing I could do about it. So when they express something about what I did or I
hmm,
have done, my son at the dinner table, at the meeting, told me one time, "Mommy, I don't like when you drink."
right.
Guess what Mommy did? Mommy stopped
Stop.
drinking because it was bothering him.
Hmm.
And it was only drinking special occasions. I never drunk, you know, like that. But
Right,
I didn't drink anymore. And some people drink to numb their problems, numb their issues. They drink and smoke and do all that stuff to numb their pain. But at
right.
the end of all that drugs and what you're drinking, the pain is still there.
It
So you
is.
got to deal with that pain another way. But I wish, like, they want to end the violence, the shootings and stuff like that. I would love to end sexual assaults.
Yes.
I would love to end it.
Yeah. Sexual assault, domestic violence, all of the above.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
But
so
we start now the way that we're doing it. We open up the conversation. Right now, we might not have a lot of views, but people can go back
many.
and look,
Hmm.
and God's going to use this platform um, to bring people
Yes,
that need to hear this to
yeah,
the message. A lot of people out there have been violated themselves
yeah.
as children, by friends, by family members, by strangers, by people we trust. We've got to stay prayed up. We've got to keep our children covered
Mhm.
under the blood of Jesus. All our children. Sometimes when kids act up, it's because something's going on at home and they don't know how to react. So they take it out on somebody else at school. I feel powerless at home, but I got a lot of power here.
Yeah, and then
So,
too is that it's teachers. You got to watch some teachers. You got to watch.
exactly.
People got to be watched every which way. If your kid is acting out, find out what's. And then if your child won't talk to you, because I know some kids don't feel like they can open up and talk to their mom or their dad. Get them
Mhm.
someone that they can trust and
Yes.
talk to and open up. Because I remember when I was working for a school district, I had a lot of young women, young ladies that used to come up to me and talk to me about anything, but I provided a safe haven for them.
Right.
And they open up to me about a lot of things. I said, "Well, have you talked to your parents about it?" No, I can't talk to them about it. I said, "Have you talked to your teacher or your counselor or your principal?" No, I mean I would try to get them to somebody that they could trust, but they don't
Right.
go to jail, but they want whatever's going on to stop. Because sweeping up under the rug, I think I posted that on my social media, is not going to stop the pain.
It's
It's not
not.
going to stop a person from doing what they're doing that they don't
It's not.
supposed to be doing. But
Man.
yeah, so we 40 minutes into this, so we're not going to drag this out.
Yeah.
We all. Did you have anything else to say?
Listen, I applaud you. Just reading the book and delving into your life. I'm in shock and in awe of how you've been able to overcome, how you're able to sit with your shoulders back and your head held high. I applaud you, baby,
Thank
because
you.
it takes so much. A lot of women that went through a similar situation didn't make it,
Didn't make it,
but God.
but God,
And you
but
live to tell the story. You live to give God the glory for bringing you through. And I truly, truly applaud you for that and encourage you to continue to reach out to women and people,
amen,
um,
amen.
and share your story.
Amen. Amen. Yes, that damaged crown still shine. If I can just get women to know, no matter how badly they've been damaged, hurt, or broken, your crown still shine. You are
Yeah.
beautiful. You are somebody. You can persevere in life. You can keep going on in life. You can still live, find true love after trauma. I talk
Yes.
about all this in this book here. You can still see, this is your lovely author right there. That's me right there.
Beautiful.
And you can live a healthy, fulfilled life. You can keep going. Your hurt and your pain don't define who you are. We talk about hurt people hurting people.
Yes.
We talk about uh, people, numbing their pain, numbing their hurt. Your story is somebody else's healing.
Yes.
Yours, even this book here, from pillar to post, now I'm still standing. Your story is powerful, Miss Barbara. And
Thank you.
what you have to do is keep talking about this. People, the things that you talk about in your book, your story, is people out here that's going through that. Your story is somebody else's breakthrough.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
pain is somebody else's purpose. That's why
Yes.
I tell you, you have to keep going. You have a story to tell.
Yes.
You and I
Yep.
both, and there's a lot of you other women out there that has a story that you can tell that can help somebody else. You telling that gonna free you, and you're gonna help somebody else persevere.
Exactly.
You can no
Exactly.
longer keep what you went through as a secret. They say, why are you protecting someone that didn't protect you?
Right.
My
Right.
editor said it. I love you, editor. If you're looking, I love you. She told me, she said, why are you protecting everybody that didn't protect you? It's okay to come from a forgiving place, though. It's
Yes,
okay
it
to
is.
come from a healing place. My book is not bitter. My book is better. It's coming from
Yes.
a
Yes.
healing place. I am a healed person. When people
That's
say I
it.
talk about my story, it's like I'm talking about a third party, a whole nother person. And when
But
we,
it's you.
yeah,
Yeah.
so God is still God in my life, and God is still God in your life. You just
Yes.
gotta keep trusting the process. Y'all have to keep going. Don't
Yeah.
let your past define who you are. Don't let your past define your future.
That's it. That's it.
You
That's
got
it. If God brought you through it to it, He's definitely going to bring you through it. You know, it's a cliche, and we say it all the time. But if you woke up this morning,
you gotta believe it. Yeah.
if you were able to open up your eyes, God's got you here for a purpose.
Your purpose, yes, yes.
You know, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yes, and I want to address one more thing.
Okay.
If anybody have a child that has experienced sexual assault or anything that traumatized them, if you can't help them, get them some help. Don't
Yes.
let them go through this alone. I did it. I had to go through it alone, and it was a long road by myself and alone. But just imagine if they had that help from you as a parent,
Yeah. Yeah.
you as
And
a loved
parents.
to help them. Let's start raising some better children, even though they go through a trauma. But if they have that family support and love, and you wrap your arms around them and embrace them and love on them, we will be in a better place.
Amen. Amen.
A better
There's
place.
nothing wrong with counseling.
Nothing
God
wrong.
puts these people in place for a reason.
Mhm.
God is the healer behind that healer.
Amen.
Get your baby some help. Get yourself some help.
Yes, yes, and don't go through this alone
That's
because
it.
that pain as a child, don't get vulnerable for a minute. That pain as a child, going through sexual assault and going through it by yourself, your kid become lost, your kid become depressed, even maybe perhaps suicidal.
Yes.
You just don't know what that child plotting because they didn't have you to listen to them. You
Yeah.
didn't have you to talk. Y'all, you know what y'all need to do? Some parents need to do is put these phones down and
Yes.
to your children. Put these phones down.
Turn it
We,
off.
we
Have dinner
like this.
together.
We like this. Mommy, can I have girl go on over there and sit down? Mommy, but can I and then the kid becomes depressed, the kid becomes sad, the kid becomes down, and the
Right?
kid get pushed away and feel isolated. So this is how we're destroying our children, parents. Parents, I'm talking to the women. I just feel we was about to end this show, but I want parents to focus. Take time out for 1 week and listen to your child without being on the phone and being on social media and being on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and in the mirror and swinging your hair and doing like this. Take time out for your children and listen. Ask them this question. If you could tell me anything that you would like for me to stop doing, what would it be? And let them be honest. And if it hurt your feelings and make you cry, swallow that pill. Some pills are. I had my kids tell me some things when they were younger, and I had to because I opened the door.
Yeah.
You were just a big imagine. Ask your child, have anybody ever touched you there? Have anybody ever touched you there? Have anybody ever said this to you? Have anybody ever said that? And just imagine the things that will come out your children's mouth and you can protect them from something that's about to go down.
Mhm. Mhm.
How do mommy and daddy make you feel? I feel pushed away, I feel alone, I feel bad myself. What? Some of us need to hear that before our
Yeah.
kids act. They want to know why the kids acting out in school.
Exactly.
They want to know why kids are acting out of school and want to harm and hurt other kids.
Yeah.
They want
Because
to know why.
yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
That's great. That's great.
But it's real.
It
You got
is.
you got to really get vulnerable and make people want to open up their eyes and their ears because a lot of people been sleeping on their kids since the kids been born.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
being honest and truthful. It's a lot of parents been sleeping on their kids since their kids was born. It's time to put this phone down. When he said, I remember before cell phones came out good. We had those little
Mhm.
tiny Nextels, and I'm sure you remember too.
Yeah, I
But
do.
we didn't walk around. We had landline phones. Our way
Mhm.
of hanging up on people and not answering people's calls, we had to leave the phones off the hook. It wasn't no hang up and call back and hang up. These phones right here is making us neglect our children. I mean, I think
A lot of things.
how many people sit at dinner tables and everybody kids and everybody down on their phones like this?
Mhm.
They don't even have family dinners no more. Everybody on their phone. Everybody, including the mamas and daddies, put their phone to have a dinner.
Yeah.
And everybody
Mhm.
put their cell phones in a bowl in the middle of the dinner table and everybody sit there and have a real conversation with your children.
Yeah. Turn it off when you put it in the bowl because you're gonna hear that phone ring or buzz and you're gonna be wanting to pick it up.
So the thing about it is that if we put this stuff, my
Yeah.
children are grown and I'll still ask them questions. Hey,
Yeah.
how life treat you, and things like that. Is there anything that you need to talk about? Anything you need to express yourself? How life? They be looking at me looking like life is fine. Why you asking me that? But you need to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they still need us, regardless of whether they're grown or not. They still need
They
us.
still
They
need us.
still need that ear.
Yes, but I dare parents with younger children.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, that's a good challenge. A social media challenge.
Yes.
Put y'all phones down and let's go back into the older days.
Yeah. Let's go back to the 80s before we had cell phones.
We had to sit there and grandma, great grandparents didn't play that. You come wash your hands, you sit there and you eat, and
With
don't
the family
with the family, and then you don't walk away from the table until you get done eating.
until you're excused to get up and go put your plate in the sink.
And
And
some
don't go
parents,
too far because you washing them dishes.
let me tell you, some mamas need to be chastised like that, and they don't leave the table until the kids get done
Mm,
because they don't they don't do this anymore. They don't. This world is so everybody is to themselves doing their own thing. The kids are doing what they want to do. The
that's
parents doing what
dangerous.
they want to do. The world just doing this. This world is just chaotic. Every time you look at the news, there's always something.
It is. It is. Time for us to take time out for our families.
If we
Period.
do that and be safe, it be that my thing is this, the married couple and people in relationships. You gotta stop fighting in the house because there's so much stuff that you gotta fight on outside the house and make it back home safe. We gotta stop doing that. Stop going to bed mad at your mates. We okay.
Yeah.
We gonna stay on grooming, but we gonna get on that other stuff. We gonna stay on grooming
That's
because
another day.
it's.
Yeah.
I'm just saying stuff
Yeah.
is deep, and when you get to going, you got to talk about this stuff because
That's it.
you might have a lot of people attention right now. Because it's people
Yeah.
don't got to click on. We might not to see a view right now. It's people listening to us, watching us.
Oh, most definitely.
And sometimes people need to hear this stuff that might not be on the show next time.
Yeah.
But my husband still say when y'all get on there, y'all got to get mad and start expressing yourself, and I'm mad. I know that I know people like she's the cutest man person I ever seen because she ain't enraged. But I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to help so many
Exactly.
people make their family better. I want to see mothers and children and fathers embrace each other and love on each other. We're not seeing that around the world right
Yeah. 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 If I were to have any last words for our audience,
now.
uh, and I tell my Facebook friends all the time whenever I do a live,
Mhm.
love unconditionally like Jesus. We need to laugh as often as we can. There's too much going on out there. We've got to find time to laugh and forgive quickly because our soul salvation depends upon it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we dropped the mic on that point. So we love you all with the love of the Lord, and ain't nothing
Yeah.
y'all can do about it.
Right.
Keep your faith in God and keep going. Don't let your past determine your future. Don't let your
That's right.
pain not be your purpose. Let your pain be your purpose. Keep going because you will get through it. The same God that healed great grandmamas and great grandpapas back in the day is the same God that's healing in the season right now.
Amen.
Same
Amen.
God that kept your parents and your grandparents. The same God that kept them will keep you.
Yes.
But we're gonna need to get back. We're gonna have to start some social media discussions on loving on our each other, loving our children, and embracing our children, embracing one another. That's what we're gonna have to do. But we ain't gonna hold
Sure.
y'all. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Please tune in. We're gonna try our best to be available in here every Tuesday and every Thursday. Please comment, like, and share.
Yes,
Follow
we
us
will.
on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all on social media because we're giving off good vibes. We're giving off some inspiration. We want to build one another. We are two authors that became an open book telling our story. She went from pillar to post, now she's still standing. I'm damaged crown still shines and fix your crown.
Yes.
So
Yes.
everybody has a story, but let your story be for God's glory. We love you all. Good night.
Good night.